Guys, welcome back to another episode of the NSDC podcast. With me today, as always, is Doom, aka Don't Worry About It, aka the other Jesus. Now with us, Sergio, aka the voice of the people, some say, aka Monster and the Iron Mask. And we have a fun episode for you guys today, man. It's the final episode of the month of November for us, and we hope you enjoy. How you guys doing?
This is gonna be our, Thanksgiving episode. It's gonna be a spicy one, from what I can tell. Just
shout out to Victor. Man, you get your
before we record. Let's just say this is a big return of the voice of the people. This one for sure. I can tell already.
Last week we had James. Last week we had James, and we wanted to have James come out and say his piece. So I took the back burner, James. Definitely I appreciate having James on. He's definitely the homie, man. Good people.
Yeah, I mean,
no, I'm saying that. Man.
Yeah, Sergio, when you gonna hook him up with with at least one of the dupes or trips you got? You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. We're talking about the guy who's helped you get all those yellow labels. That's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He helped me get one, and I've to be fair, I've given I've looked at James with a couple things here and there. I mean, don't even worry.
Okay. None of which was what he was looking for, though, right?
hey, sometimes
yeah. I mean, look.
That's for you, James. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna be a spicy episode, but definitely on your side.
Yeah. I mean, next week, it's gonna be Thanksgiving, right? That's next week. Damn.
Nah, I think so.
So I don't think we'll record next week, but a little spice, a little sugar. We'll try to make.
We're the Powerpuff Girls, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah. If we are, I'm Mojo Jojo for sure. You know what I'm
saying? You gotta pick one of the girls. You can't be the
elusive is him.
Wait, how can you rock with Powerpuff Girls, but not?
I do not rock with Powerpuff Girls. I have a 6-year-old daughter. And there's a huge difference.
Sailor Moon, though.
Nah. But anyway, so what do you guys want to start off with? You guys want to start off with some pickups?
Let's. All right. Go ahead, Sergio. What do you want to start with?
What are we doing? Pickups. So I mean, look, I finally posted the Tales of Suspense 31.
Yeah.
The Mexican version. Again, big shout out to Leo. That is, legitimately not something that you see every day. He's had that for quite a bit. And, I traded a couple of big Doom cards for that. Yeah. And, again, it was just, honestly, it was closing 2 chapters at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, it was getting rid of some big cards and also, closing a chapter on the full trio, which is the English version, the Mexican version, and the UK version. So, obviously, if you guys, can read in Spanish, El Monstruo de la Máscara de Hierro, the Monster in the Iron Mask, that's the name that I use on the IG handle. And it's just, just marking things off on the collector list, man. I did look for one, for 2 years, and nothing ever popped up. And, Leo
blessed you with that. I do have a question on this real quick for you, Sergio, just to be honest, because the same thing like you said, I have the UK version as well as you do. Mine's obviously not slapped like yours, and I also am still looking for this La Prensa version. What do you think, if we're honest about it, though? If it hit auction, because I'm bidding on it, and I'm sure you might want a second copy, especially if it's a cleaner copy. What do you think it ends at?
I don't know, man. So the hard part about it is, but here, let me give you some justification before I give you a number. Let me give you a little bit of a dilemma. So the problem is that if you look up the Tales of Suspense book on GCD, it only shows 2 copies, which is the English one and the UK one, which means that if you are collecting, people are not going to know about this. So again, this is legit something that you don't see every day. It's not even in the
but
GCD
that's
system.
Not that uncommon. There's a lot of
that I posted
versions that don't pop up. Yeah,
correct. But this is old. You know what I mean? Remember this kind of predates Fantastic Four. Oh
no, for sure.
I do plan to slab this. Get it clean, get it pressed, slab it. Leo gave me a beautiful copy. It's super clean, as you guys can see. It's gonna need a little bit of love, little press, and we're gonna make it official on CGC, and just call it a day. Call it a day for the PC. What do I think it ends at?
Yeah, because I know what my max bid would be.
Listen, so the UK version, the last one, I don't know, and I'm not too in tune with it because it's been a while since I looked at one. I know that one of them sold for like 500 or like 400 the other day.
199.
199.
Yeah, that was a clean profit.
I don't know, man. I'll be honest. I don't know. Like, I can't put a number on this, man. I've only ever seen two. I've only ever seen two copies.
Okay. Do you think it does over 1,000?
I don't think so. No, just because there's not enough eyes or awareness of it. So
I see what Elusive's doing because later in the show we're gonna talk about some music. But I see how you set it off. This is nice. It's nice.
I mean, I like it.
Yeah. Dog, that was nice.
I'm glad you caught it. Yeah. So I personally think,
what's going on?
I mean, honestly, look, with today's market and the way it is, especially when you see the pickup, and I'm gonna talk about the pickup, and I'll also talk about what it ended at. I don't think this book would end at more than $500 personally.
Yeah, maybe not. And I think it's an awareness thing. I think if a lot of more people knew about it, then maybe we have a different conversation. But I think it goes down to that because the English copy will sell for 500.
Yeah, in a 5.0 plus or something like that.
In like a 5.0 plus or something like that. Yeah, around that range. So, I mean, this being legitimately a fucking ghost book. I mean, just based off of that right there, it should be. I would say at least 2x, but I mean, I just don't think that either the knowledge base is there, or people just don't know that this exists or what it is, or even care. Honestly,
I will say this to what you just said. I don't know if it would be 2x. I think it'd be a fraction or percentage of the English because we both are in that foreign comic chat, and they were just talking about that today. They were talking about some bigger books that they collect. Those keys. I'm not into those either. Things, Yeah, I'm not into those. But one of the guys was saying that they should be at least worth a fourth of what the U.S. version does, and they're talking about books that go for like $20,000. And they
to be fair, and I know Leo, he was pretty open with me. I think he bought this for like 300 something, 350 or 300. Mm-hmm. So. I mean, that already right there is like, I would just say half of a 5.0. I would say judging on the book, obviously me having it in hand, I would say it's at least a 5.0. Like it's pretty clean.
But that was years ago.
That was years ago.
Yeah.
Before like the foreign, I guess foreign awareness.
For those of you who don't know, Leo used to collect really dope books, and then I don't know, he kind of started collecting cards.
Damn. It ain't only me, Leo. I'm trying to tell you. I'm just I'm only the one who says it.
I mean, last time I checked, he's got more comic books than y'all. That's all I know.
I'm cool with that,
and I'm glad they're in his collection.
I'm glad they're in his collection.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, no, it's a good thing. But again, it goes to what we've been talking about for the past few episodes. And it's just like, look, we're gonna change the way we collect things, and things are gonna change the way we view things, and whatever. And Leo's now on a different path where he's collecting cards, which is good for him. And he's just not into the comics so much anymore. But again, that gives me the opportunity to pick this book up. I was able to also pick up, which I'm not going to show today, but I did pick up the ASM 5 Israeli version from him.
Nice. Before we get to that, though, for sure, though, all the bullshit aside, I really want to congratulate you on this book, bro. This is a gorgeous book. You put me onto this book, just the English version when you bought it. I love the fucking Mundo font, the yellow with the red, the plastic car. It's a dope ass cover, bro.
The pink stamp is dope.
Pink La Prensa, man. The pink La Prensa, you don't see too.
The weird thing for me is Monstro. I thought it was TRO, but TUO. I didn't know.
Well, you gotta remember, as this does predate Fantastic Four #5. I mean, it's kind of like older Spanish. You know how like some people say color with the U instead of like just LOR.
Yeah, it's almost like European.
Just like old Spanish
interpretation.
Castellano.
Yeah, it's just kind of old Spanish, man.
Everything else seems about right, but that Monstruo threw me off. I like the dude falling off the car right here in the red suit. Propia para adultos. Yeah, all this is dope. And you said there's differences between this and the American one?
And the UK one.
So the gentleman that's falling down right next to like the Doom mask in the English copy. in the English copy, that's not there.
Yeah.
It only comes in the UK and in this version right here. So again, like a big shout out to Leo, man. He did bless me with this, and I'll be honest with you, man. Like when I was holding on to these cards, and again, just to give you guys perspective, like when I was holding on to these cards, those are cards I wouldn't really trade for too much. Mm-hmm. But I mean, this to me is just like a no brainer, Like, and I'm glad that again, if Leo's happy with his collection and what he has, man, I'm happy because we're all happy here.
Everyone worked out for both of you.
Yeah. And, yeah.
That's what matters.
For sure. The other thing I would say about this, personally, I wouldn't slide this, dog. I would get this cleaned up and just. I get what you're doing. You got a whole collection, but man,
that's dope.
Yeah, I would keep that in a Mylar.
Listen. So he gave it to me in a Mylar, and that shit had like 3 bagging boards inside. I'm like, dude, I can't even pull this shit out, Leo. Like, what the fuck? Like, you set me up here. You know what I mean? I had to like cut that shit out, like surgically remove. I had to surgically remove the book from the Mylar just to like take this photo. You know what I mean? So,
hey, that's how you know he's serious about not selling his stuff. You know what I mean? He had no intent of that coming out.
Exactly. But yeah, like believe me, man. Like for those people that do collect comics, and I'm sure some people feel the same way about cards. It's something about just like holding it in your hand for like that 1 second. You're like, damn, dude, like this is like old, bro. This is like To me, this is just a grail piece. Just crazy, man. Shout out to Dick Ayers. Shout out to Stan Lee for the cover art, man. Shout out Jack Kirby, obviously. And I think beside this, I posted the Dick Ayers 98 auto, which is like, it's not that I can't get a Jack Kirby auto, but like, we never got a Jack Kirby inserted, like, pack pulled auto. So it's like the closest thing I got to it, man.
Hey, is it one more question before we move on from this book? I'm just gonna ask you, Sergio, from all the Doom books that you own. And you don't have to like pick which edition, like this, the UK or the US, but just in general, is this your favorite Doom book or is it the FF5?
No, man. I mean, listen, I think my favorite Doom book is still Secret Wars 10. I mean, like just based on the cover, I think it's still like the dopest cover. It's the one that I had the full rainbow for. Now I have another full rainbow of this, which is, not something that you see every day. Mm-hmm. And at this point, like FF5, like for me to get a full rainbow, I think it's just like so far away. With the way the market moves, with the way that people price these things out, and I want to bring up this topic a little bit later too, but we'll dig into it right now. We have some of these, and I know I say it all the time, and sometimes I probably catch some like backlash for it, but I just don't really care. You have some of these like foreign comic sellers that, like, for example, like they pick up like the reprint from Spain, right? Yeah. And I'm just going to be open. Because we're going to show some prices later. That book online on the Spain website is probably like $60. To be fair, right? Like $60 if you get the reprint. But then that same seller that buys it for $60 is going to get it and then put it up for $1,000. And his justification to put it up for that number is that, oh, well, it's the FF5 in Spain. So why would, like, let me raise the price because an FF5 costs this much in the US. And I just don't think that those two things, like, they don't equate.
That's what I was telling you earlier when you said that this should be 2x the US price. It doesn't work out that way.
But here's the thing though, the book in Spain is it's uncommon. This is a ghost. Yeah. Like that's the only reason why. And again, it's not to pump my own shit because it's not even for sale anyway. It's just because it's a ghost book. It's something that you don't see every day.
Yeah, but I agree with you, right? But here's the thing as well. Unfortunately though, unlike hard numbered cards, we don't know the print run for either of them.
Yeah.
So even though this is a ghost book, for all we know, this was printed higher than the FF5 Spain. For all we know, I'm not saying it was.
Well,
but we don't know.
The other thing is who values this higher than the FF5. Like, it's a niche circle of buyers.
I don't. Yeah, this is a niche circle. I don't think you can price this higher than the FF5 because obviously, like FF5 is when it actually becomes Doom. This is just a prototype of what actually became Doom. This is what the idea that was before actually being Doom. So
yeah, you guys wouldn't be interested in this. Don't even worry about this part, guys.
For a Doom collector, this is.
No.
Much more important.
They're not worried about it. No.
Well, last time I checked, there's a lot of Doom collectors.
Let's stop pumping it up. You know what I mean?
But the Doom collectors should be. Hey, but Doom. Let's be honest. The Doom collectors should be happy with the US version. You know what I mean? That's all.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
I will say this, and we're biased, but if you are like, if you have Mexican heritage or Hispanic heritage, it does hit different.
Yes, and that's why we do it.
That's why, if you guys find any La Prensa stuff, definitely send it to these two guys. You know what I mean? It's just do the right thing. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, guys.
Well, but you can't say that because then they're just gonna be like, okay, well here, let me forex it for you because these are the guys. Just kind of the same way people do in cards. Don't even worry about it, guys. I'll find my own collection. Don't say anything. Like I'll just find it myself. I have a better success rate at just finding it myself. You know what I mean? Don't even worry.
You can send them to me. I got some cards we could trade. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, send it to him.
Right. Well, you know what? Don't send them to Sergio. Just send them to Elusive only.
Yeah, I don't want it.
Everybody's happy. All right. This is dope.
So
talk a little bit about this.
All right, Yoshitaka Amano. For those of you who know or maybe don't know, Yoshitaka Amano, he's kind of like, he's a really big, like, fantasy kind of like artist. He did a lot of the concept art for a lot of the Final Fantasy, concepts. And the cover right here, it is Vampire Hunter D. He did a little bit of artwork for them as well. And his artwork is just amazing, man. I don't even know. I don't even know like who to equate him to, like in the American market. I just think he has a very unique style.
Yeah.
And I think me and Doom at the end of like the last episode, we kind of went through a little bit of his books, his artwork, and this is just fucking cool, man. Like I'll be honest with you, this purchase right here was less than $20, and it's one of those things that, like, again, guess what? That book, which costs X amount, probably don't even know the price compared to this, feels the same when I open the box. You know what I mean? Like, is it a different level? Of course, because this is something that's like PC, and this is something that I enjoy off the side. This is like a little side quest, But just to have like visuals and see like what it is, I mean, it's just beautiful, man. I think the guy's artwork is beautiful. This guy's like a Japanese Sienkiewicz on like a fantasy level.
I can see that.
No, he really is, man. And as some of you guys know that have been listening to the show for a while, I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy. I'm a big fan of, and not just Final Fantasy 7, even though that's like my main. I've replayed like Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 5, like the American ones that were here in the US for Super Famicom or Super Nintendo. And just the concept art, man. Like when you get into some of the stuff, like I showed you the concept art for like the Street Fighter. The one on the right is the one of the concept art for Final Fantasy 9. The main character with the tail. And I just think, really, man, like I think this guy is like the fucking Sienkiewicz of like Japan fantasy art, man.
Yeah,
he's a very like distinct style.
Yeah, this was a nice eBay. Yeah, if y'all want, that was one of those eBay sessions where we're just looking up stuff and going down a rabbit hole. So
but don't worry, guys. We'll buy it and we'll share. You guys don't have to buy this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, don't even worry about it.
No, we're here for the people, dog. If y'all want to have a fun experience, just Google his name, Yoshitaka Amano, on eBay, and then
I'm just gonna give you the heads up. His shit is not cheap, like at all.
Yeah,
his hardcovers are not cheap. His prints are definitely not cheap. His prints are you're looking into the couple thousands of dollars. And I just think that this guy has such like a long history of like doing this like fantasy art for so many different IPs. That like the price is actually like, that makes sense because he's been doing this shit for so long. You know what I mean? This guy's a legendary artist when it comes to like that realm of like fantasy art,
Well, on that note, since you praising him, giving him those high praises, like at what level would you compare him to like a US artist? Someone like that does Marvel. Who's the equivalent? Like you said, Bill Sienkiewicz, or is he bigger than Bill Sienkiewicz?
In his like genre, I think he's right there, bro. Okay. I think he's there. I know that shout out to Matt DiTullio. I know that he picked up a Sephiroth sketch, like a quick little sketch, whatever. But like, dude, if you wanted a piece like that, like like a painted piece like that, I think you're looking at Sienkiewicz prices for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know enough to compare him to, but I just know I like the work. Man, it's fun looking at his artwork.
Yeah, I know.
Definitely, if you're into JRPGs and like that era of the 90s of those covers and those game images.
And really quick, shout out to Marvel Cards Up or Marvel Cards Soup, Marvel Cards Down, whatever you got going on right now.
Shout out to Brian.
But I know that he picked up Yoshitaka has a couple of Marvel books where it's like the Wolverine books with Elektra.
Yeah,
and I know that
he's been on those.
Yeah. So he showed those off a while back. I know those things existed, but like when I decided to buy like a book of his, I wanted it to be in general like the artwork. I didn't want it to be like Wolverine and Elektra. I wanted it to be like a showcase of his art. So I picked up this book. Like I said, it was relatively cheap, and this is part of the collection now, man.
There you go.
Something cool.
That's dope.
Something cool.
Oh, what? I feel like I've seen this book before. Alyssa, what's going on?
Well, man, you know me, dog. That's the book that started it all for me on the forums. That we talked about this before, but I own this in an 8.0, and since I purchased it about 2 years ago, it's the only one on the census. And as I said before in another episode, I've always looked for it raw before I even committed to that buy.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, I paid over $700 for the 8.0. Right. And at the time, we were, Marvel cards were selling like hot tamales, so it wasn't an issue to pay for that, especially being the only one on the census.
Didn't you say someone critiqued you for paying that much for that?
Yeah, there was early on. There was a couple people in the foreign community that felt that I overpaid, and I'm okay. I'm the one who has it, so it's okay. No. Since then, I've always had still my blue dots. I saw this come up. Another clean copy, definitely not an 8.0, but it looks like a 6.0 to 7.0 to me. Yeah. I actually want it for a lot less, so I don't feel bad for whoever wanted it. I was talking to Doom about it yesterday, I believe, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted a max bid on it, and based on what it ended at, they didn't really want it as much as I did. So I'm glad it's in my collection.
It's crazy that you say that. You said someone like kind of like gave you like a critique on what you paid for the other one.
Yeah.
Was it a foreign seller?
Yeah, I don't want to say his name.
That's okay. It's just crazy that people say that, right?
Yeah.
But then since they'll go and do the same thing. They'll go get a book for like $40 and then upcharge you like $2,000 for it. You know what I mean? Like, come on, like.
Yeah, they're okay when they're selling it.
Moral of the story, guys: don't be a fucking hypocrite when it comes to that stuff. Don't judge people based on what they buy. If you're not buying it yourself, just keep your mouth shut. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like.
I don't know, dog. It's the voice of the people, my G.
No.
But it's just fucking sick of it. If you feel good about your purchase, man, and whatever you paid for it, then like whatever, dude. You know what I mean? Like if you got hosed, then hey, man, fuck it, you got hosed. It was maybe at the time of when you bought
hug
it.
That
was
L.
Like that range.
Everybody gets L's. Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest, like you're right. You're right. And honestly, I might have felt different about it. If I was just a straight collector who spent $700 plus tax on this, I definitely would have felt a certain way. But I'm just gonna be honest, like it was free, pretty much. You know what I mean? So I didn't care. And this one today, it ended at $225. I paid, I think, out the door with taxes and shipping $255. I'm very happy with that. I'm not gonna tell you what my max bid was, but let's just say I was willing to go for a lot more than that. So
is this the only other copy you've seen?
Yeah. On the foreign comic groups, I talked to a guy that's been in those groups for over 10 years and has a lot of connections, and he owns one himself. Not as clean of a copy of either of the ones I own, but he said that he only knows of 3 other people that own it, and one of the ones that's out there has that coupon Spider-Man cutout.
Oh yeah, because I was just reading that on the coupon.
Yeah, so from what I know, there's my 8.0, this one, and 4 of them in the foreign group, so 6 that I know of.
Yeah,
and it's just my favorite comic, and this person put up a bunch of them up for auction, Los Vengadores, all with the same nice font. A lot of red ones, but another thing that's kind of rare, by the way, at least for me, I haven't seen many. And this person put up dozens of books, all La Prensas. The Los Vengadores, that's green. I've never seen another book where it's the green font on a red background. I've seen red with the blue font. I've seen red with the white font, red with the yellow. But that's also it's pretty dope. Yeah, it has the Mexican.
I like the blue too.
Yeah, the blue's dope, but you got the red.
I just noticed the bottom left red where it says La Increíble Mole. Is that how they describe the
La
Hulk?
Mole is the Hulk.
That's the Hulk.
Y el submarino. Nice.
Submarino is
the Submariner.
Submariner, yeah.
Shout out to
I never noticed that.
Yeah, in the Brazilian version of this book, which I'm missing the Brazil version, it is from a Submariner run.
Yeah. Correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Lisador de Plata. That's Silver Surfer, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So I'm happy, and I'm not going to grade this one, like you said. I know, especially knowing that my Edo is still going to be the top of the census. Even if I grade this, I'm just going to keep it in a nice Mylar and just actually flip through this one.
Can I get one request in here though? Can I get one slight request?
Sure. What is it?
Since you never do, I got to call you out right now. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Can you open the book and show some photos from the inside?
Yeah, I will. 100%.
Well, I would like to request that for your book too. You gotta do the same thing.
I'll show you some covers.
And the people want to see it, y'all. Like, just put it as a story. It doesn't have to be permanent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
But
just because I have seen this cover in English, and like I've seen the inside of the book in English, but I want to see the ads. I want to see like.
Me too. I wasn't gonna crack my Edo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I told you, but that's me. That's how I roll.
You like to live life dangerously, for sure.
Yeah, no. When it comes to collectibles, I like to take all the value away for sure. I would clean and press it though, and then keep it raw.
For sure.
That would be dope.
Yeah, but I'm super happy, man.
This look even cleaner once you get a little clean and press.
Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about, especially with this one, and I had to wait also till I see it in hand in a couple of days compared to my Edo, is I want to see if it's more vibrant and the colors are more rich. And if it is, I don't want to press it. I don't want it to lose any of the color. Because in general,
is that what happens when they press it?
I'm sure it could happen. No, I'm not 100%.
No.
But here's what I do know though: that the U.S. version compared to the Mexican version, the U.S. version has darker colors. So this one's already on the lighter side in comparison.
Yeah. Well, I feel like maybe it's the paper. No, like this feels like paper that absorbed a lot of like ink.
Or it's just a bad photo. You know what I mean? It might be pretty vibrant when you get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true too. Yeah. But either way, I'm super happy, man, and I can't wait. As soon as as soon as it gets here, I'm gonna throw it in a Mylar and then take a nice photo and do a little side by side next to the Edo.
And just to show, we usually don't show pickups that we don't usually have in hand. We're showing a couple things here because of Thanksgiving. Be grateful, be thankful.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then the next one right here, I'm not picking up a lot of cards at all, but I can't pass by like crazy deals to me. This is a Pop 5 and a 9. There's another Crunch Munch promo similar to the Gambit that's on my IG from a week ago or so. I won this from a ComC auction for $8.50 maybe. So it was a no-brainer, especially a nice Wolverine like that. And I love promos. And yeah, so I picked it up.
Fire card. I had never seen this card until you showed it.
Yeah, I'm glad, man, because you've been around Marvel a long time.
That's a steal, bro. I don't care how you slice it. Like, I don't care if you're into the shiny shit or like hard number. Like, this is just dope.
Really quick though, and obviously, like Elusive, it's not to bash your purchase because obviously, hey man, congrats. That's a nice pickup. That's a nice image. That's a nice card. But if you're picking this up at less than even $20 a card, that's less than what it costs to even slab it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where are we in like the market when it comes to like buying Marvel cards? Like, where do you guys think that we're at right now? Like,
I think we're in a buyer's market. I think it's time to buy. I think this is proof that it's time to buy. But I also think that again, I think most things are doing in the 9 between $20 and $30, some $40. And as Charles would say, $20, $40. But if it's a rare card in a 9, it still goes high. Like I sold the McFarlane Venom in a PSA 9 for $300. So if you have the right things, you can still get money from those things. It's just that, in my opinion, it's similar to the situation with the La Prensa stuff. Since this is a promo, it's a little bit more obscure than any sets. So unless you're really digging, like people are not really finding these cards.
Yeah, I've been around Marvel cards for 3 years. I've never seen this one.
Yeah,
this is ridiculous. And
so I think that's what it was, man. I think if someone would have just simply put Wolverine PSA as a search, they would have seen it.
And if anyone watching, because I know we got quite a few Wolverine collectors, if anyone knows who the artist is, please leave it in the comment. Just informational purpose, because that is a dope image.
It doesn't say in the back by any chance.
Let me take a look at it. Well, I haven't got it, but let me see the back of the listing.
Just wondering, it might. Yeah,
let me check.
Have like a back photo.
It might say it. Yeah, it does have a back photo for sure.
That's dope. They need to do more promos, dog, for candies and shit. Like, come on, anything.
That's such like a '90s thing, like that's such like a thing that happened like in the '90s. That I just feel like right now, I think the promos that we did get are like the fucking X-Men promos for like the animated show. And as much as I love the animated show, the card set to me was kind of whack. You know what I mean? It's a little bit lackluster.
Look,
I don't want to sound bitter. I don't want to keep putting down Marvel cards too much.
I appreciate that. Yeah, watch your mouth. I will say, to your thing about the promos. Yeah, I think it was a '90s thing with the mail and stuff. It feels more special to me that way. Now, not to say that you can't do promos now, but I feel like you have to take the Kith approach. I feel with promos nowadays, which is either drop them with like a product release or even in the theaters. But even that, to be honest, the theater thing is super dope and special. But how many people are hitting the theaters compared to before COVID? I feel like COVID really fucked up the movies for people.
Well, and they make it hard. Like you also see it like at certain cons, right? Con exclusives. Like that's the new promo, which is cool, but those are still like special, like difficult to get, and they hit the aftermarket and they go for crazy money. But what happened to cereal? Sticking in a fucking cereal box like we used to. I mean, where's the common man's like
how cool is that? We used to get shit like that as kids, like when they had like the little stickers, like the Cookie Crisp had like little promos and shit. Everything had like its own like little promo,
Yeah, because
now we don't have that stuff anymore.
Like you said about the cons, like to me, the promo makes it feel special. Is either you have to buy something or you have to be somewhere to get it, right? Like you went to a theater or whatever. When you're just at a and they're just handing them out, it's more of a business card than anything.
It kind of takes the appeal away, right? Like it's like you had to be there, but again, like now we see social media, the process, because you see the videos of like just throwing them at you or whatever, like, or like there's people who either figure out, have a connection, get a bunch of them before they even release. Like it kind of kills the whole vibe. But shout out to Pokemon. Pokemon did do it at the 25th anniversary when they started getting some of those cereal boxes. There was promos on those. So it still happens. Yep.
Yeah.
Like, what's another good example? And I know that I don't think we've ever shared this on like the podcast, but like the Batman popcorn promos, like the
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, those are fucking cool, man. You know what I mean? Like that's a dope little like. Yeah, man, I like that.
That's fine. What's your favorite promo? I'm gonna start. I think y'all can't beat this because I'm gonna go first.
Nah, I don't think I can give you a favorite promo ever.
Pokemon movie promo, the Mew.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna pick that.
That's probably the most nostalgic for me, for sure.
You can't.
It's like probably. I'm gonna be honest. Look, it is nostalgic, 100%, but it never did
beautiful.
What? I didn't. I never owned that card. And dude, when I was picking up, think about it like this. You know what nines sell for now. When I was picking up nines for $20, you know how many of those I saw, and I was like, nah, and I kept going.
What? That's I'm being honest. Wild to me.
You know why? Because even then the pops were stupid huge for those cards.
Yeah, but you get sidetracked by the pop, bro.
You know me.
The card though, but the card is awesome.
I will say this, and I know we're talking about promos, but we also are talking about Pokemon. I don't know if it's like an algorithm thing, because it's not even like it's like intentional for me. I've been getting a lot of like Pokemon feed shit, and it's just like, man, like, watching people rip God packs and like watching, it's just, I mean, dude, the Pokemon market, like, no matter what is going on in Marvel, no matter what's going on in Batman, Pokemon is just fucking going strong all the time. Dog. It's crazy. Yeah. So word of advice: stop collecting Marvel cards. Go buy some Pokemon. Go rip that shit on Whatnot or something.
Hey, look, it ain't Charles. You know what I mean, try some Pokemon, dog. You know what I'm saying? I know it's before your time, or I mean, no, you're too old probably when it came out. But try it out, dog. Don't shit on it. You know what I mean?
Nah.
Yeah, what does he collect?
All the crypto bros are on it, dog. Come on now. Those your peeps. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but props, Charles, on those John Jones cards. I hope you still held on to them after that win. You know, because
he had the out of 25.
He had some rookie on-card autos. Yeah, shout out to on-card autos too, man. There's a lot of people with sticker autos.
On-card overrated, though. I'm just gonna say that right now.
You saying on-card is overrated?
Yeah, it's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
if you got the autograph yourself, that's dope for you.
You're probably the same guy who likes the Topps Chrome Wolverine autos and
let's talk about that. Yeah, because that wasn't even. Yeah, let's talk about that. And you know what? Let me bring it up. Hold on. Let's get this right. Let's get the production right. Hold on.
And speaking of which, I'm gonna send you a link. Like, you know, we usually don't like to do like last minute link sends, but like I have to send this link. I have to send this. I'm sorry. I forgot. I forgot to
today, sir.
Nah, fuck that.
That link is
rejected, bro.
Usually
people want to hear it, bro.
I mean, every time we do it. Let's see. All right, so here we go. And this was the voice of the people has a lot of opinions on this. I'm gonna let him just start because to me this is not too complicated. Go ahead.
Well, if I don't know, you know, for you guys watching, I don't know if my comment, you know, you can see it from this a little bit too small, but I'm just gonna say it. Basically, what I wrote in there was whoever buys this is literally the clown of the hobby. You know what I mean? Like, if you buy this. And, you know, there's not too many people that are out there that have the kind of cash flow they're going to pay. I don't know how. There's only one person, honestly, I can think about that's going to buy this. And his name starts with an A.
But you don't even know the price, though. You're just saying whoever buys it, even if it's $20, you're a clown automatically. That's crazy to me.
You're the biggest clown in the hobby, bro.
And it got 3 likes.
Unless I will back that up, and I will say, unless you're 10 or younger, then you get a pass from me. If you're 10 years
you think anyone buys this is a clown?
I mean, listen.
Look, I put it this way, guys. Look, if you want some of these autos, hit me up. I'll get my daughter to do it. I'm being honest, guys. My daughter will more than happily sign it for you, and then I'll mail it back, and you can get it authenticated and all that good stuff, and save you some money.
See, sometimes here's my problem with this, right? And a lot of people are saying that. This is very easy. It's a 1 of 1. No one cares about if it's an auto, a facsimile auto. All they care about is that number with that dash and that number. 1 of 1. This is not about auto or not. Yes, can we agree this is kind of stupid? Yes.
Okay.
It is. But I don't understand why people are up in arms about, this is going to sell. Yeah, the 1 of 1s go for a lot.
Okay, take the sticker, the autos away, right? Do you think those images are good?
No, I think this design is horrible.
Okay, well, there you go.
But I am in the minority where I think the autos are kind of hilarious. You know, but I'm in the minority.
Look, are you? And there's nothing wrong with buying something because it's hilarious. Look at, shout out to Brian again, Marvel Cards Up, who would collect the Vanisher because it would make him giggle. But I guarantee you, even someone that wants to giggle isn't going to drop what this is going to go for just to have a laugh.
Yeah, but if you're comparing, all right, so we're playing smart money, which I know is wild. Someone's going to pay for this because there's been multiple sales in the 5 digits for a Topps Chrome Marvel 1 of 1.
Well, then I'm glad it'll be in their collection.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm happy for them.
But, so shout out to whoever buys it. I don't think they're buying it for the autograph. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? I don't know why people like Sergio is losing their mind about this autograph thing, dog.
And if you do buy it, reach out to us and see it and tell us whether doing was right. Did you buy them for the autos or no? Let us know for sure. I want.
All right, I'll revise. So, is this opinion just based on the auto, Sergio?
Yes, the fact that you have
if it's just because if you're buying just because of the auto,
I
might agree with Sergio. I might agree.
I want to know who signed these things and said, "Yeah, let's fucking use that up."
I just told you. Look at the Hulk signature. It's not hard to know who signed
that. It was Bob from marketing or whatever. Like it was somebody who got on the iPad. Hey, let me do Captain America with a little shield. That's fired.
Well, Bob needs to be
reprimanded. The Captain America is the best auto out of the four. I will say that. Bob needs to whoever did the Hulk, it needs to be fired ASAP.
Yeah,
I'm just.
That's how Hulk would write. That's how Hulk would write, dog.
He has arthritis. Oh, that's wild. He has cerebral palsy? Oh,
well, crazy. He might be. He's not Bruce Banner. He's Hulk. Remember, Bruce Banner, he can hold down the
that's
pin.
What I'm saying. He can't hold the pencil?
Oh, you're right. He would break it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's wild. But, don't worry. I mean,
yeah, you're kind of right.
Yeah, let's. I don't want too much into this.
Explain the Spider-Man, though. I don't get it.
All I'm going to say, listen,
it's swinging. It's a swing.
Check out Stevie Aoki's eBay. He probably bought this shit. Yeah.
Some people would call it a Spidey hit. You know what I mean?
Something like that.
Shout out to Spidey hits. I mean, look, it's about the number, dog. That's all it is.
Yeah. No, buy it for sure. Whoever wants it.
Yeah, Sergio, what happened over the last couple of days? Because if anyone is following Sergio, they might have noticed a couple stories. What's good, dog? Why am I Albert Loves Comics? Oh,
I've been relatively quiet, right? I haven't really posted too much. Like, I haven't really been doing too much on IG. And this came through my algorithm. If you could just
this play real right here.
Yeah, this real.
Okay.
And obviously I'm a big fan of foreigns, but like we just talked about earlier, some people are going to be hypocritical about things. Some people are going to be a little bit outrageous. This gentleman here is selling a Spawn number 1 from Spain at a 9.4, which is it's the highest in the census. Relatively, you could find another one. It still is kind of a modernish book, right? It's not like an older book, like the. It's
definitely not silver.
The suspense, absolutely not, right? This came out like 92, 93, somewhere around there, depending. I don't know what year Spain came out with this. But somebody graded it in a 9.4. It was probably 7. I think he wrote a tab there. 7 in the census. This is the highest one. He's selling, as you can see there, selling it for $2,500.
Asking for $2,500 for sure.
He's asking for $25.
Just want to be fair to Albert.
Yeah,
and Albert is the that's asking about it. So let's not shit on Albert. He's asking to sell.
Okay. He's okay. My bad.
Albert's asking for 25, and again, listen, Albert is the one selling it. Albert's the one selling it.
Oh,
he's selling that book for $2,500.
No, Paul's Comics is the one selling it. Come on, you added.
Oh, okay, sorry. Well,
how are you gonna bring this up and I know who's who? That's wild.
Sorry, guys. I have a little brain fart. Hit the elevator music, and then basically, long story short, man. Listen, someone out there at this point is trying to sell that book for $2,500.
Someone out there.
I don't even think that
in the real, yeah.
I don't even think that book is worth maybe like a third of that price. You know what I mean? Like I think me and Lucia were pretty close on a number. I think we said like maybe like 500, like maybe like 400.
I think I mentioned 350 to 500 is what I said. Yeah.
Okay, and I just want to kind of reorganize the story. You saw that, then what happened?
His blood
and then someone, and then I said, damn, that's a lot for a book that's not very rare, right? Like it's not a rare book.
You posted in the comment or what?
Yeah, I commented on the video, right? I'm like, damn, that's a lot for a book. That's like, let's call it like, it's pretty common. It's not even uncommon, right?
Right.
And then someone's like, a week later, the guy's like, hey, it's been a week. Like, did you find any of the books? So I start laughing naturally because I'm like, I DM'd him and I said, listen, I didn't even waste my time looking. No, a random. A random guy.
Okay.
So my donkey of the week, I think his name is like Funk _ Pops with a Z. He wanted to leave.
Kind of called it out.
He wanted to leave a little comment. He wanted to leave a little comment, trying to be facetious, trying to be funny. But guess what? Joke's on you, buddy. You collect fucking Funko Pops, okay?
Damn, Daniel.
Don't comment on comics and don't comment on things you don't know about.
Wait, pause real quick. By the way, listeners, if you know Sergio, he hates Funko Pops. All right, continue.
Yeah, I don't like them either. But go ahead.
But you know, listen, I know that there's a lot of internet trolls, and all I'm saying is, if you're gonna troll somebody, you better be at least half informed. Like, partially know what the fuck you're talking about before you open your mouth. Because at the end of the day, this guy's saying like, oh, like, you know, yeah, oh, did you find one? And then what I did was I went online.
Boom.
I found a couple books.
Sergio's got
and look
receipts,
at that.
dog.
Yep. So they might not be 9.4s, but they're still copies.
It might not be a 9.4, but what I told him was, hey man, I'll give you one for half price, my brother. You let me know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll get you a 9.4. Don't even worry about it. Kurt's car
I'll next day ship that shit to you for half price. You know what I mean?
And look, it's not even that complicated, right? Earlier we were just mentioning how people from the foreign comic community were saying I overpaid for that Tales of Suspense 93 and at 8.0, highest in the census 700. And that's Silver Age. This ain't even Silver Age, and he's asking 2,500.
But wait, they're only saying that because they're not the ones selling it. Because if they were, they wouldn't say a fucking word about it. You know what I mean?
No, of course
not. And that's the thing that bothers me with like the foreign market thing. And that's why I'll be honest with you. There's very, very few people that I actually buy foreign books from. I just find them myself.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, since we're in the shit talking mood, I'm just going to be 100%. And if you did disagree, I don't give a shit. All these people that sell foreign comics, honestly, dude, they have horrible taste. So just keep buying what you're buying. Keep buying what you're buying, man. I'm glad I'm in the foreign comic game. Keep buying all those keys that are ugly as shit. You just, gobble them up.
Gobble.
Yeah.
So,
you know,
you found one for under €35 raw, right?
Yep.
This amazing rare book. And then, if I'm not mistaken, you found a couple more copies.
Now this is a complete run. 94 books.
Oh, this is the whole run, including that book.
Including that book for €153. Like I said, if you want to pay half price, I will make you a hell of a deal. You let me know. You know?
That's a pretty big, that's like a 20x. Like it's
And listen, just think about that. The like, can we say comfortably that the first issue will probably be the most expensive, just like any other comic run?
Well, some of the later ones and like the final ones are hard because they're lower print runs, right? Those are.
I agree, some of those go for but in general, the first would relatively be probably the most expensive one.
Well, it's the most spec'd on. Yeah, it's
the most spec'd on, right?
No,
exactly. So if it's $153 divided by 94 covers, dude, come on. You know,
that's a hell of a deal.
Like, come on, guys. That's a hell of a deal. You let me know, guys. You know.
Yeah.
If you guys want some foreign books for like 50% markup, bro, let me know. I got you, bro.
Shout out to that Funko guy.
Yeah, you don't got to reach out to Albert Loves Comics, bro. Let me know.
Well, remember, he wasn't the seller. I mean, just to clarify.
Yeah,
whoever it was, man.
It was Paul's Comics, I believe. Yeah, shout out to Albert. He's getting a lot of like strays.
Albert, we're just glad you're bringing news for us. You know what I mean? So shout out to Albert.
Personally, I'm just glad that you have Sergio inspired to talk again. I mean, that's it.
I'm just trying to chill, man. You guys do some outrageous shit, and it's like, But again, I do feel very strongly at what I'm saying. If you guys are one of those sellers and you guys know me, I don't even care. These guys will be the first to judge you, and then they're the ones selling a fucking book for like fucking 10x. You know what I mean? Like, stop it, guys.
Here's Exhibit B.
Exhibit B. So this actually happened backstage. I was on, we were on the call before, just kind of catching up as we normally do. And I went on Facebook because someone sent me a link and I opened it. And then obviously as I'm scrolling down, I see this prelim. Obviously, 2022 masterpiece, Dan Dos Santos. And he's selling the prelim for the Venom, which I believe was a redemption. Right. And an anonymous member is asking, hey, can I get a general price on what this costs? Shout out to Dan Dos Santos. He took it upon himself to comment himself and say, hey, man, these are the prices. Spider-Man went for $5. Other characters went for $25. And listen.
He said, I would put this in the same range. Wow. Well, look, I'll start off with a fun fact. before all this whole OA talk started, I actually owned my only piece of OA that I ever bought, which was a 1992 Marvel Masterpieces, a way more iconic set by Jusco. People could argue on who the bigger artist is. That's not for me to debate. But I will say that it was also Venom and Spider-Man in the same card. It was the Battle Spectre prelim with Venom and Spider-Man, and I bought that for $1,500. So how people think this is worth $5,000 is crazy to me.
And listen, like I don't want to shit on anybody buying away or anything like that. I got a couple homies out there doing that, but I'm just gonna say this: the fact that the artist himself is like kind of commenting on it, to me is just kind of cheesy.
Yeah,
it looks cheesy to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is crazy because usually people debate. And look, if whoever pulled it was the one naming his price, if people could put just like the Spawn guy, he could ask for $2,500 all day. That's his property. He could do whatever he wants with it. Same thing as this guy. Whoever owns it could ask for $5,000. And if it sells, good for him. I'm just saying, I don't know what's going on with people nowadays, but I'm glad you guys are all having fun paying $5,000 for prelims. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess if I'm the seller, I'm happy that the artist is going out of his way to give me some comps, right? As a buyer, I would be not happy. You know what I mean?
Now, the other thing that's unclear to me is where it says public sale. What does that mean? Did he?
Right. And that's something I know before we even talked, I was like, well, what's public sale? Because is a public sale considered a sale that happened in a private Facebook group? That's not public. I don't consider that. For me, it's eBay or like Heritage or maybe a comic link. Even like I know Dan, I followed his rollout. He posted some on his website.
You said you were on his Discord. You followed his thing.
His Patreon, which was you have to pay to follow.
Did you get some behind the scene photos of Did he post up the Psylocke, like the prelim?
I probably, but I left. Like I was subscribed to his Patreon for maybe like 2 months, right?
Yeah.
So, but even then, like things he posted on his Patreon, I don't consider those public sales. I mean,
yeah, public is eBay, an auction house, some that people can look up the comp.
Right. And that's not anything against Dan, right? Like you have you want to avoid the eBay taxes just like everyone else wants to do, eBay fees, whatever.
Yeah, it's not his fault someone paid $5,000 for the Spider-Man.
Right. But for me, I mean, if we're going, when did it happen too, right? There's a lot of context that's just missing for me. Like if this was from the initial pieces that were up for sale, there was a lot of hype between it that time and now, and there's a different market between that time and now, in my opinion. So
yeah, and I also will say, just on the note of the whole group thing, I won't mention the two individuals because it's already something that passed. But I will mention something. I will mention that it was a huge card, and it was advertised that it was sold at, and it was not sold at. So that's the problem with these groups, right? They say one thing, they're advertising one thing, and then the next thing you know, privately it's sold for half of that, or more, or slightly more than half, whatever the case may have been. But it wasn't what they advertised. So you got to be careful with these so-called public comps when they're on groups, because I could post up a sketch on a group and say, hey, I sold it for $1,500. What proof is there other than my word?
And I can't help but to think that way when certain like prices that to me may seem like out of the norm, even though there might be like proof of that. It's difficult to prove it unless it was sold on eBay or a public auction. So I mean, again, if I'm the buyer, I'm not really paying attention to this, and I'm paying attention to the current market and what pieces are going for. And if I'm the seller, I'm totally using this and I'm trying to get the most I can. So, that's the game of it. Like, it is what it is. The intention can be pure, but I mean, it's depending on your perspective, it's going to be different for each person, and it's all in a gray area. There's so many sales that have been privately in the Marvel card space, at least. Even like sketch cards privately selling. moving from collection to collection, that it's it's just a lot of people saying numbers, and like ultimately that's why even when we were reporting like on the card drop channel, when I was helping Shane report those sales, it was all like eBay Terapeak public sales, like what they actually went for, because some of those numbers could just be, what do you call it? Smoke and mirrors, right? Like it's just, they're just numbers out there put to the public or privately, but you don't really know what's being transacted. Yeah. I know what I get when I send it to individuals, and they know what they pay me. Mm-hmm. But anyone, like, it's so easy to manipulate sales.
Yeah. Again, that was just my view on it, man. Listen, I'm not trying to fuck with anyone's bag if you're buying away stuff, man. Like, I think it's dope. If I had the money, I'd probably be doing the same thing. I just think it's weird that an artist would, like, just kind of be like the fly in the wall. You know what I mean? Like, just watch like the thing happen like on the background, but like don't comment on like prices and stuff like that, because let the people dictate that.
Yeah, and
I think that's something that the people should dictate.
I'll tell you guys two fun things. Well, that whole $5,000 thing, and it reminds me of that same energy when people would just talk about the 2016 Jusco sets and, oh my God, that's a great price, but no one would buy it, type of shit. So that's one for me. The other thing is, I don't know if you guys heard of this, but I'm sure you guys both have heard of Bansky, right? The artist.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So he did an experiment a while back where he hired this old guy to sit down and sell some of his original art on the street for $300 to $400, when they go for millions or hundreds of thousands, right? Mm-hmm. So here's an artist who knows for a fact his art is worth way more, but he wants it out there to more everyday people, not just like the top 1%ers. That he was selling a couple pieces later when the people found out what the pieces were actually worth, they ended up selling them, right? Because who wouldn't at that kind of price when you pay $300 for it?
Oh, but that's my lottery ticket, though.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like you bought a scratcher and you hit it. So again, to me, that's what's crazy. You let the public dictate what your art is worth, right? Because I could tell you what I think my art is worth, but it doesn't mean it's going to sell for what I'm talking about. So I don't know. To me, it is a little bit of a weird thing, but to each their own.
Oh. On that note of OA, right? And I think this year definitely has been the year of OA, at least promoting the Marvel card hobby. There was a live with a bunch of, I believe it was Justin's channel and a couple other members that were of the Facebook group and original art collectors in the Marvel card hobby that were last year at OAX. Right? It was a huge, convention for original art, and the first time they did it, Comic Art Live presenting it.
Yeah.
And this year they kind of expanded it, and coming up in January in Orlando, which I believe is the same place as last year. But they're introducing like its own card art expo, and I believe illustration art expo. So there's 3 different major exhibitions in the OAX. In my opinion, just watching their whole stream talking about this and promoting this event, I'll say this much. The CEO of it, which is Kazra, he's a collector who collects MODOK, and he has a bunch of cool original commissions. Anytime he talks, and I've heard him talk in different podcasts and different lives, like the Inkpol podcast. Anytime he talks about collecting, I think he's an authentic voice. Okay. The way he speaks about how his love for art and comic art and supporting artists. I would go to this place easily just if you're looking to support artists, buy original art, sell original art at the expo. And I understand there's going to be a lot of other things involved with the card art expo and stuff. But overall, if you're going there to buy a piece, talk to an artist, commission a piece, pick up a commission that you've, pre-ordered, and be around people who are buying and selling artwork, that would be the only reason to go. Everything else is kind of, either a plus or a negative depending on what your experience is there. But his perspective on collecting, I think, is an authentic voice. And I do like what they're setting up for people to connect with artists and to open your eyes on different artwork, not just focus on Marvel cards. Like really go see like expand your awareness of just art. Because I think at the end of the day, most of us who are in this hobby are really just attracted to the art.
Yes.
At the end of it, at the end of the day, like comics, whatever, every collectible space we talk about in this podcast is all about the art. So
yeah, I would say that's an. I mean, we could talk about that later, but it's a good point. I think the second. I don't know if it's second, right? It depends on who you ask, but for sure we're out here for, or the top three. I think would be art, nostalgia, and rarity.
Right. And I've heard him speak, and I would encourage people, if you want to go listen to their live, I think it's in Justin's YouTube. But really how he breaks it down is how I identify with the hobby more. Everything else is, it's not for me. A lot of it is not for me. But the real reason to go is really just at the end of the day, the artist and having an experience to support them and create an experience where you can commission a sketch card, a commission, have that experience. And really, there's going to be an exhibition of Marvel Masterpieces. There's going to be an exhibition of a lot of like important comic art too, and illustration art. If you really want to just go for that. Everything else, some of it might be for you, some of it may not. And that's pretty much it.
Listen, the OEX thing, man, I will be going to MegaCon this year. Like I mentioned to you guys, as much as I do like the art stuff and everything, I mean, I'll kind of have my own like side quest going on. I think, and I've said this before, I do have obviously an appreciation for like the OEX thing, whatever. I'll just be honest with you. I just don't have those, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 to go spend on these pieces. I'm going to go with a very, very like, distinct plan to go meet some very, specific artists. Yeah. And those are the people who I'm going to go see. And, I'll choose the platform on whether it's going to be a blank comic, blank card, or whatever the case is to go, get my piece of art from this artist. And that's just my mission. That's my goal. I don't think I need to spend 2-3, days. I think it's cool. It's just not my, not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea, Yeah. Why are we here? We're here for the art. I'm here to meet artists. I'm here to talk to these guys, man. Like, I know that every time that, I go to a con or something like that, I always voice my piece and say, hey, man, like, this is what I enjoy. Whether it was, hanging out with, Maria Wolf or seeing like some of these people, like the Sforza brothers with Doom and his pieces, that's just what keeps bringing me back. That's what keeps making me want to go and go to the con and get some stuff done. Because the mission isn't really to get stuff slabbed, even though I might take a few books to give it to the homie Lenny and be like, hey, take care of this. It's just to fucking be out there in the crowd and just get out of the house and just go hang out and do something that I enjoy. But to go to like an expo like that and everything, I mean, I'm gonna bust this mission solo, man. I don't need like a group setting to do this thing for like 3 days with other people. I just want to go. I want to go do my own thing.
Yeah. I'm similar in that sense. I just want to go and get done what I'm trying to get done and get out of there.
That's it. That's it, man.
And I appreciate that they're I know their website. They have a website, OAX. They're providing a place where you can click on the artist name and they have like pre-con commissions opportunities where you can just sign up for a 8x12, 11x17, whatever sketch card. A lot of these guys are going to do sketch cards. So I appreciate that. And they're trying to gather more people in the card art realm or like card collecting realm to go there and interact with other collectors who collect comics or collect other fantasy or whatever, and something that he said, and again, that's why I encourage people to go listen how he phrases it, because it seems very authentic. I don't know him, right? I just heard him talk, and I appreciate how he talks about this and the passion he has for it. It's not exactly, but I'll rephrase how he said, like, I just hope you have more than one passion, right? Like, it shouldn't just, like, if you're into just Dragon Ball Z prisms, like, bro, like, there's more out there, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
if you're just into Marvel cards, bro, like it doesn't have to be just Marvel or DC cards. You can look at books. You can look at comics. You can look at sketches. You can look, any time that you can expand that. I think it is, in my experience, and I think I can speak for y'all. It's like there's much more fun, right, in the hobby that we're in, and
yeah.
it's also more opportunities to really appreciate the creators behind it at the end of the day. So if that's your motivation to go, I think this is a perfect spot to go. I would love to go to one of these. I can't do it this upcoming year. It's just, my budget doesn't allow it. And I don't really have the time to fly out during that time. But hopefully one day I can go check it out.
And I think, and I've always been saying this, man. Obviously, hey, look, I'm a person that likes to stay inside anyway, but I do recommend, man, if you do like this stuff, get out there and do it at least once, man. Just give it a shot. And honestly, you might even like create your own bug in yourself, and maybe next year you say, hey, you know what, I will set aside a little something to make it part of the budget, because it is cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a dope experience. It is a really dope experience, and it's something that you don't really get a chance to do too often. But again, I've been getting those same experiences, maybe in a different light. Maybe it's not like, hey, only like 10 people exclusive. But it's not like I'm not getting my shit from these people. I still am. You know what I mean? I'm still getting sketches. I'm still getting little commissions, little something here, something there. Like, it's not that you need, like, there might be some exclusive people that only go to OEX. And if that's what your mission is, then, then go on that mission. But I just don't think it's like a necessary thing to like just do, like, for it just to be like that, It's just not my vibe, man. I'm kind of like a more of like a lone wolf guy anyway, man. I'm not, I'm doing my own thing and I'm out. You know what I mean?
I know there's gonna be other things. They mentioned other things that like people are gonna do box breaks and stuff and have limited edition cards that you can get, and like all that's cool. But I would advise any friends of mine, like the mission has to be, you going there for the artwork and connecting with the artist. That way, you're not disappointed on anything that happens. I mean, everything else is just cherry on top. So, I'm looking forward to seeing the reactions on social media, and it's cool. But, I mean, I got FOMO over last year too, but things like this take expenses to participate in, like any other con. So,
yes, it does.
For the other homies who do go, I hope they have fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing all the cool sketches and artwork that come from this event.
Definitely, man. I will say I think it's a cool concept. I think that it's cool that like they kept it going and it's something that's going to be like a thing now. And again, shout out to all the art dealers and all that good stuff out there, man. Like for sure, it's like really dope. But I will say that if I could just say one thing about it, this kind of like situation with the art is something that I'm leaning more towards than I am like buying a card. You know what I mean? Like that's like the only thing that I can't comment on that. Like, again, to sound bitter, if you want to call it that, hey man, like, look, I'm just more into like the kind of art stuff now. I think I just see like the value in it more than I do like buying a card, because as you guys can see, the card market's pretty low right now. It's a buyer's market. Everyone's selling. Some people are trying to sell and they can't. And, some of these art things that when you buy, like, just do it with the correct intention. And hopefully it's part of the PC. It's not something that you're going to try to buy and flip, because, sometimes it doesn't work out that way, not everything's like an easy dollar in like the collecting space.
And to that point, like I've been there where like I was checked out of the card, but recently and I don't know, it's weird, right? Like I'm with you on a lot of like the numbered stuff doesn't really do much for me, and like even though there's great deals on some stuff, I just don't see the value in it personally, because I've bought whatever. Like I have comics, I have commissions, I have sketch cards, and like I'm dabble in everything. I have action figures, whatever. Like I still do love seeing like Elusive picking up that promo PSA 9. Like there's something about like I guess people will say a card that doesn't have much value, but seeing a card that you like and you just like the artwork, and it in a way it's easier to collect it because it really doesn't have much value. It's really you just like it, enjoy it, and you want to have it in a slab. That's where I'm at with a lot of things. Like a lot of the Batman animated stuff doesn't really have much value, but if I can find a promo pack and like open it, and like get a couple copies that I can grade down the line for my own personal collection. Like that's still fun to me. So I haven't abandoned cards all the way, and even going back looking at some of the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff because I used to be playing Yu-Gi-Oh when that came out and kind of revisiting and understanding a little bit of Magic the Gathering, kind of looking at their artwork. Some cards that have like 50-cent value and they just look super clean to me. It seems like no one's slabbing those. It's like a different culture where you don't really find a lot of them slabbed. That's been fun. Like there's always fun things in cards, and I always love the format of the card. So that's still interesting to me. It's not centered around rarity or high price value cards. It's more about the common cards that are interesting to me because there's no like you can't really lose. Like your entry point is so small. Like it's maybe $5 for a card. If you like it, I don't feel no pressure, right, to build a collection. I'm just buying what I like, and it's costing me $1 or $2. You know what I mean? I can get them slabbed any day. That's an enjoyable. That's something I've been revisiting as a collector. That's how I started building my Doom collection, which just a bunch of raw cards. I didn't care about value or anything. But now I'm getting to do that again and just choosing, not being restricted to a character or to an IP, just kind of choosing like, oh, this is a cool Magic the Gathering card. I want to grab 2 copies. They're 50 cents each.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a cool Yu-Gi-Oh card. I don't care if it's reprinted for the 5th time. It looks dope. And I have nostalgia to it. I'm going to go grab one. And then I can get a slab or I can put it in a binder or a top loader or whatever, like however I want to display it.
Yeah, and even to that point, like like I told you guys, as much as much as people think that I hate cards because of the way that I speak about it, like on every episode, I actually bought a few cards recently, and they're in the mail. I just haven't pulled them out, but I told you guys about it, which again disproves everyone's theory that I like just completely have a disdain for cards. I don't. It's just I stepped away again, like I got rid of a couple bigger pieces, and like I picked up, I got into other pieces that I now feel more grateful for in my collection, and I still have an appreciation for the stuff that I do have. Like, Doom knows this. We have a couple things that, again, you just don't see every day. Some foreign stuff, whatever, like, foreign stickers, stuff like that, little sticker stuff that I have fun with. And it doesn't really take away from like, having a really dope collection. Like that Crunch Munch thing, like for the price that Elusive got it at, again, it just goes to show that you could pick up something really cool. And it doesn't have to be $300, $400, $500, $600, $700,
It's still
rare, but here, wait a second. But wait. What did it?
Crazy.
What did it take though? It took for him to go fucking look for it. He had to go find it.
You gotta dig. You gotta go dig.
He had to dig a little bit, and again, that's always like the point that I know that we always bring up, and at this point, probably sound like we're beating a dead horse, but that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like there's some cool stuff out there that doesn't have to be like the newest set. And if you are a Marvel card collector that's been doing this for a while, that if you're listening to the show and you've been you kind of recently started collecting, like we always say, go back a little bit. And if there's people that you think that you've been collecting and what's out there, there's always something out there that you may not know about.
Like on that subject, like these are some of the stickers that I forgot I had. I had them stashed away. I think these are from Argentina. And there's a specific set, Ataque something Superhéroes. Like I got these. I've never seen these Dooms pop up again. I've seen maybe like 1 or 2 listings where it has one of them, but like to have most of these, like it's kind of cool to revisit. Again, this is where I started collecting stuff, and some of the few Doom pieces I still have and kept. But yeah, bro, like this is not everyday things. You know what I mean? Like this is a very obscure foreign sticker set that again I kept mostly because it's in Spanish. So yeah, stuff like that is pretty dope. And I still have fun trying to look for things in there.
What's fun about that is that I tried to collect that set and I couldn't find them raw.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't find them, like single, and I obviously I can't see the back of these, so I don't know if these are maybe pulled from a book, if they still have the back to them.
No, these still have them back.
When I tried to buy them, I couldn't get a hold of them, man. I ended up just buying a book that already had all of them already pasted on. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a Panini book, right?
Yeah, and at the end of the day, when it comes to stuff like that, the intention was for you to take it off and put it in the book. So when I found the book that was complete and that was the only one that was online, I scooped it up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, those are still hard to find. It took me a long time to even find these, and I had to email a dude to get these. Like, it wasn't even through eBay, which is kind of wild. But yeah, that stuff's still fun. I'm still digging, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's start with elusive. Let's start with elusive this week. You got any anti shout outs since you brought it up this week?
Yeah, well, let's start with the positive, right? Let's start with the shout outs.
Okay. Yeah, anything you're thankful for too. You know what I mean? It's a Thanksgiving episode. Although it probably doesn't sound like one, but you know what I'm
saying? Yeah, man. I'm always grateful for all my friendships, my family, my kids, which is the people I spend the most amount of time with. Recently, one of a relative of ours that was excommunicado came back into the family. We had him over for some poker, so it was cool to take his money again. And have fun with him, obviously, So shout out to Rick. And as far as the hobby goes, shout out to Kobe East Coast. He's someone that's at least new to me and IG. He's it looks like a Venom collector. Mm-hmm. And I recently was looking to move a Venom buyback and a PSA 10 of the buyback. And I'm glad I went to his collection. So shout out to, again, Kobe East. His name is Milan. So shout out to you. My anti-shout out. Yeah, man. Anti-shout out, once again, it's the one from earlier. It's these foreign people that, and not all of them. It's mainly the sellers, like Sergio was saying. The collectors are just collecting what they enjoy collecting. But the sellers, they're everywhere with the pricing. They don't have a good eye for artwork. It seems like they're just doing the same rinse and repeat stuff that people do on the U.S. market, which is just go after keys. And, it is what it is. I've never been into that. You were talking about earlier about the artwork. That's what it's always been for me. I go for covers that I enjoy and I like the artwork of, even if it's not a key. Now, don't get it twisted. If it happens to be a key, that's not my fault. But I'm not targeting keys.
Yeah, you have been consistent in that.
I like the shit we like,
Yeah.
Yes.
And the last shout out, one more is to Henry Pablo. I see you over there with those Japanese X-Men. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's cooking over there.
Yeah, don't let Sergio put you down because he didn't get him. You know what I mean?
Well, me and Henry Pablo, just so you know, me and Henry Pablo had a talk a few weeks back because we are collecting kind of the same thing, just to kind of put it out there. I haven't shown.
Oh, you said about a mission? Damn.
No, not at all. What I mean by that is that what I mean by that is that he's just more quick to post things than I am. I have a lot of things and you guys know this too. I have a lot of things I haven't even posted myself. I took a little bit of a 3-week little break, and I came back with that Spanish book, with the Tales of Suspense 31.
No, bro, what I mean is that you post some dope shit, though. Yeah, for sure.
But there's stuff that I still haven't posted, and it's still part of the collection that I've had for a while, and it's just not out there yet. So he's more like Elusive, where he's more like Elusive, where he gets it and he posts it right away. You know what I mean?
But still, give him pride. He's just let him cook. Let him. You know what I mean?
You guys.
No one's downplaying your collection. We're just shouting him out. That's all.
You guys are saying give him props, but I give him props. You guys don't know that we might have a little chat, on the DM. That's all. You know what I mean?
Oh, we know.
Sometimes he talk to everybody. Sometimes he hits me up and he's like, "Hey, do you know anything about this?" And sometimes I don't know what it is, and he'll find it. And props to him because obviously he's doing homework. And I'll be honest with you, Henry probably used to collect a lot of comic cuts and stuff like that. And I don't know what it was that kind of turned him away from that. He started selling everything off, and I'll just be honest. And again, I don't want to sound biased because I am collecting the same thing. I like what he's picking up and I like what he's posting, and shout out to him for sure. And I know he went to Korea, man. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to Dave. That's going to be my shout out for the week. Shout out to West Coast Avengers. He's out there in Japan. Yeah. Nice. I know I shot him a little message earlier, and we talked about he showed me some Tom McFarlane stuff, and he's having a good time, man. And you know what? The fact that he's having a good time, I'm happy for him. You know what I mean? I wish I was in Japan. I wish I was out there digging for Todd McFarlane books out there, and he's having a good time, man. And honestly, man, like I'm happy for him. I'm happy for these guys out there collecting. Henry Pablo went to Korea. Dave is out there in Japan. Doing his thing, and shout out to everybody out there, man. Honestly, like I know that I could talk my shit, but just remember one thing, and this is something that I learned in the military, and also like it's kind of one of these things that I also project at work. If I talk, sometimes I may talk, my smack. Just know, hey, man, that's kind of like a tough love thing. Because if I didn't care about you, I wouldn't say shit about you. So think about that, guys. If I haven't spoken about you, you know what I mean? Just don't really care for you too much.
That means he loves Funko guy. You feel me?
Yeah, he loves Funko Pop.
I love that guy. I had time for him all day, for sure.
He loves all these foreign comic book fleecers. He loves
them. Yeah, shout out to Dave. I can't wait to see. I'm sure he's gonna make some content. Well, even if he doesn't, like I hope he's enjoying himself. Anyway, Henry's been posting dope stories too. It's just interesting to see, that side of the world. And
it'd be dope to have people like that on, but I'm tired of begging people. I asked Henry Pablo like a year ago. I asked Andrew PC, and then I hear he's on other people's podcasts. That's crazy. But that lets us know, you're just not down for the 20%ers, but it's all good.
Wow, that's cool.
But the reason I bring these two individuals up is because, again, like what they're collecting as well is not something you see on an everyday basis, and those are the fun conversations, right?
Well, maybe you need a better negotiator. Let me work on some stuff, and I'll reach out to people.
Okay. Well,
it's the voice of the people, dog.
Well, we'll see, guys. If Andrew PC and/or Henry Pablo get on, I'll definitely give the credit to Sergio because I won't be reaching out.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, definitely send him a hate mail, and just don't send him things about cards that's gonna piss him off. No autos, no facsimile autos, because that's gonna trigger him. Just a lot of things. We want Sergio to be positive. You know what I'm saying?
Don't send him your Funko Pop pickups and nothing like that.
Yeah, well, or send him some of your Funko. Yeah, just make him feel alive. You know what I mean? Shout out to everyone. Shout out to the homies this year. We're like we said, it's about to be Thanksgiving, and then right after that, it's the end of the year. I think we're gonna set up a little end of the year podcast. We have some special for those, some special topics for that. Kind of like a retrospective on the year in the hobby. And anyone listening to this does a live for their own podcast, but they want to use the same topics. You're welcome. You know what I mean? First,
taking
somebody's ideas.
If you want to check my titles, that's fine too, I guess.
Shout out to y'all. But I'm thankful, definitely thankful for these two guys. You know what I mean? Kind of being there every week. We kind of someone to I can just go and vent, right? Just some people I can vent to. And just just check up on each other. We do it among ourselves, and shout out to all the homies in the Discord. I'm also thankful for all my OA homies who are about to find some OA buyers. You know what I mean? Get your bread. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Jacob, man.
Thankful that Upper Deck got their design together. You know what I'm saying? I love what they're doing lately. You know what I'm saying? And I can't wait to eat some turkey, and my favorite side is stuffing, but it's like a Mexican stuffing with some beef and pork ground meat. You know what I mean? With, it's got a little extra seasoning we like to do with the Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? So pumpkin pie. You're gonna take some pumpkin pie, put a little whipped cream on top. Don't forget that.
You don't do tamales for Thanksgiving? That's crazy, though.
Nah, bro. We do. We say that for Christmas. Yeah. Thanksgiving, we have the full American experience. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
My brother-in-law might deep fry a turkey because he does that every year, so that's kind of fire too. Wow. Dog, and green bean casserole is overrated. So everyone out there, leave me your top 5 sides, and also, what is your favorite promo? Do you disagree with Elusive for being wrong about the Mew card?
Of course they disagree.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I never gave you my answer for the Marvel stuff.
All right, well, go ahead.
My favorite promos for sure, dude, it has to be. I would love to pick 3, but just one. It's got to be the Stutzy promos, the Stutzy.
Oh, those are promos. Damn it.
Yeah, dude, those are promos, man.
That's fire. The Wolverine.
The Spider-Man with Mr. Cartoon.
Spider-Man, Mr. Cartoon. Yeah.
Come on. So there's a lot of other ones, but those are the ones for me for sure.
What's the other ones? Purdue Chicken? Don't they have some?
Yeah, Chicken Purdue. There's a nice little Wolverine on that. I used to own the Silver Surfer and the X-Men team, and I got rid of those 2, and I just kept the Wolverine on his own. Nice. It's the nicest one out of all of them, in my opinion. Yeah, the promos it's where it's at, man. Yeah, comment that. And by the way, as far as commenting, Andrew PC, you know how we were talking about Christmas songs? He commented his favorite ones.
Yeah, he checked you. Top 5. Yeah.
And they don't appear, though, on the YouTube.
Oh, no, I clicked the link. Those appear.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, Doug. I don't know what links you've been clicking on.
No, not links. I'm talking about on the comments. His comment doesn't show. The only reason I know is because of the YouTube Studio app.
Oh, it doesn't show publicly? That's weird.
That's what I'm saying.
That's weird. Yeah. I'll go look into it because it should be. I saw it, but I look at the app too to comment back.
Yeah.
And he has some good hits in there. Oh, and well, I guess for Christmas time, there's just put on the Peanuts Christmas album. You know what I mean? That's what I rock out to. If you know, you know. But no anti-shouters this week from me. Sorry, Vic. Shout out to Vic. And yeah, we'll see y'all probably in 2 weeks. I'm sure we'll get Sergio to talk about something else. You know what I mean? This is a great Sergio episode. I'm proud of him.
Yeah, we're proud of you.
100%. Yeah,
you guys love to rile me up, you know? You guys love to fucking rile me up.
I think you do it yourself, but you know, it's fine.
Yeah, for sure.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever works, bro.
Sergio's the guy that starts the fight and be like, hold me back, dog, hold me back. Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, for real. That's crazy. Yeah, and if he's wilding on the comments, just keep it pushing.
Just let me cook. You know what I'm saying? So people, you know what it is? Hey, just like I tell people all the time, hey, we got to bring back bullying. You bring bullying back. Hey, man, some people need to be fucking told, like, hey, what are you doing, bro? You know?
Yeah. And on that note, again, man, just ending it with again being grateful for what you have, with your family, all that good stuff. Obviously, the collection second, but just remember, even the collection, man, enjoy while you have it. I know a lot of people, Doom brings it up here and there where he only will pull out his cards every now and then. Enjoy what you have as much as you can, man. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but back when we first started doing Marvel, there was an Angela collector, and he passed away. I forget the name.
Amazing collection. And
yeah, dude,
I never dealt with him, but I remember he was one of my first follows, and I followed back. I still, still look at his collection every now and then.
And that's what I mean, man. So enjoy what you have, and because sooner or later we're all gonna have to go check all these back in.
Oh, that we definitely have all in common. We're all gonna,
you can have all the 1-on-1s and all the OA, but just like us, you ain't taking them anywhere.
Yeah, and again, reminder, watch yourself when talking about that Doom stuff, because none of y'all had that sticker set, all right? So don't get me started. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm
gonna pull from the archive, my G. You know what I'm saying? And those ain't going nowhere. Those are done with me, like Johnny said. You know what I mean?
I want to know that if you guys want dibs on them, hit them up. But
you ain't lying. Let me get those. Graded real quick.
Yeah. Let them at least grade them first, dog.
Shout out to the homie James. Shout out to the homie James. Another James. Not variant section. Shout out to Just Some Slabs. The homie James started posting up some of his slabs out there.
Doom sketches.
He's got a little mix of sports Jordan, and he's got some Doom heat.
But even his Doom sketches, they're clean and the PSA slabs. Take some notes, Free.
Hey, he's gonna post some heat sooner or later, dog.
And Free, it's all love. I've been giving Free a lot of shit, but it's all love, Free. It's just because
shout out to Free for the Yu-Gi-Oh collection, real quick. He's about it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I will not be partaking in the Yu-Gi-Oh collection. I was the Pokemon guy. I did watch the cartoon. Like, dude, I can't go down another rabbit hole, bro.
Don't worry about it. You're not gonna get in the Yu-Gi-Oh chat.
You just need a little trio. Don't even worry about it.
But hey, the promo that I sent you is a pretty fucking cool Yu-Gi-Oh promo. It's
fire. And anyone who made it this far, there's a Blue Eyes White Dragon Japanese promo. Google it. Thank me later. Coming out next year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, for sure, guys.
Put some respect on that summon skull, though. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. Starter deck shit. You guys have a good one. Happy Thanksgiving. God bless.
Later, guys.
Peace.